HIV and AIDS prevention through education.
We support the Ghana AIDS Commission with a technical cooperation project titled Project for HIV and AIDS Prevention Through Education, known as the HAPPY Project, from October 2005 to September 2009.
Until quite recently, there was a situation where the young people in this country were engaging in very high-risk sex, where the knowledge of HIV and related issues was rather low.
As the implementing partner of the project, PPAG conducts behavior change communication, focusing on HIV prevention among young people.
The primary target was young people 10 to 24 years old, and of course we targeted the parents as the secondary target. The project objective was to reduce the incidence of HIV/AIDS among young people.
In-depth knowledge that translates into behavior change has been an issue that we've had to grapple with. Now, when you have a population of young people who don't have the necessary knowledge to change their behaviors, then we have a situation where HIV prevalence among this very important population begins to escalate out of control.
In order to support Ghana's HIV and AIDS national response, JICA has been working at national, district, and community levels through a combination of the different cooperation schemes, while providing medical equipment such as CD4 counters and chemical analyzers and so on to the National AIDS STI Control Program.
In the first strategy, which was the communication strategy, we used radio in particular and also formed clubs which we call Young and Wise clubs. Then we trained peer educators who use interpersonal communication strategies by visiting their peers and also organizing group discussions among their peers on HIV and AIDS.
Within the project communities, HAPPY trained almost 2,000 volunteers, including peer educators in project schools and communities, and young community-based service agents who gave information about and sold condoms. These trained volunteers were the key elements in HAPPY's community-based activities.
A hadring. The science in the crown, Emma Yadisia, echo form. It's not my energy school. Now, so say you train a me baby peer educator and intino. Between your mukudin common FR, HIV and AIDS in home. Emma Siciano, Emma Abraba, and you won't dadano as a sign.
And because the peer educators are my friends, I'm able to ask them questions and they give answer to my questions. When I was not part of this group, I thought when I eat with an infected person, I'll get the HIV. But when I joined this group, they have made me know that when I eat with an infected person, I'll not get it.
We organize workshops, seminars, and capacity building activities for the schools and teachers. Besides that, I also visit the schools to see how they're implementing health education policies in the school. JICA has supplied radios to all the beneficiary schools, and listening clubs have been formed in these schools where, led by the peer educators and school patrons, the clubs listen to the discussions that are conducted on radio. After each day's discussion, the group meets again to discuss and analyze what was said, and they step down this information to their other colleagues who might have been absent on the day of the activity. And we think that this is a positive thing that JICA has introduced in the district. Besides this, the confidence level of the children has been well boosted, and they're able to talk about reproductive health and sexual issues without any hindrance.
And for so many a radio listener now say first no na me kasa me fele first me kasa na me fere pa na so say me tie radio listener no say me fere obi am me timi e kasa che me nan fofo no me talk about sex me kasa fa sex me timi kasa che o ma me fere bibia me madam no kra me timi gira o ma ne timi ka bi kire o me fere.
The Japan Overseas Cooperation Volunteers JOCVs are also dispatched to the district covered under the project to boost the project impact. They are stationed either at the district assembly or the district offices of the Ghana Health Services to assist community level activities which complement the HAPPY project interventions.
There are a lot of resource persons remained in this district, so that I want to cooperate with them and I want to develop the activities that JICA and PPAG left us. I have been a lot of community volunteers worked very hard for their communities, and then their hardworking activities and actions made their community people change positively. For example, positive attitude and behavior towards PL-HIV and having discussion about HIV/AIDS and so on. The volunteer also changed their behavior and attitude. For example, one boy came to me and told me how he could get self-confidence through the dance drama.
My being involved in this project has really changed, my life in so many ways. My way of thinking, it has really taught me a lot more about abstinence and so many other things you could think of. It has really helped me a lot, as a human personally. Not just me being a musician, but in so many ways.
My oye chrome so and a mammy by PPA Jumaymo. A brown me bear moon so on which I say no more be brave. HIV is Nam co school there on which I no money be far HIV is so and yet a brown me bar PPA Jumaymo or much and yes, and on which anyway school. Now, you need be brave, yana testing and counseling. Nti na many pano nya kwan ko bebre nko yesa adwuma no ba se se happy project bae no wo mo de sa ne man nyina akọ nkofo no fie ano pe se wo mo nko ye counseling and testing no eno ama aba ne se obia timi ko ye nia ope testing no hu status se nia etiefa.
Formerly people were becoming pregnant even at the time that we were going to write their final examination, and that was a very big problem for us. But through the education with the peer educator, the school patron, and other stakeholders, this behavior have changed, and we no more recalling these problems again. So we've seen that HAPPY project has come a long way to help people, especially in my school.
A key part of HIV prevention is condom use. The trained community-based service agents, or CBSAs, sold condoms and gave information on their use. Again, the Youth Working with Youth approach was successful. Over 2 million condoms were distributed by the project in 4 years. There was also an increase in the number of young people who consistently used condoms.
I say free time HAPPY project by aboa me community ni bebre kwa e condom use emu. I say time na project ni nyam bae no mo nim kwan ya be fa so a ye be use condom no afi so no no mo nim kwan a on be fa so a ana say emu a condom no wo de den e de ma wom ne free time HAPPY project ne bae na aboa mo kwan bebre kwa so ebi ne say omuhumia na akwai say bi ne mo tetani ade me kwase me kwa koton condoms na ma omo a na omo feri empenifo ne me afense omo amenu omu gina pan nyina nso sesei no even kura se mo fie kura omo no mo ba fie e ba bisa se condom ne bi ho na se bi ni ho ba bi o me hire me bia no mo bisa me condom ase awie wa no po anadwo no mu bisa me condom ase enti me setam a happy project no anase PPAG ne JICA ede sa emwa ne ba me community me no metimi se aboa yen pa yie menka se emwa yen pa na me boa.
The trained peer educators and the CBS agents are able to refer the youth to us for services. They are able to mobilize the youth in their communities where they invite us, then the health personnel, we go and we conduct mobile CT services. In fact, we see the youth coming out in their numbers willingly to voluntary test and know their HIV status. It has really made an impact. They also refer their colleagues or people with STIs to the nearest facilities where they are also giving the necessary treatment and other counseling services, including family planning.
Here too, Happy made significant achievements. Between the start and end of the project, the number of young people who knew where to get an HIV test more than doubled. Those who were willing to take an HIV test increased markedly from 70% to 87%. And those who actually had an HIV test almost doubled.
Your community, peer educator no, ebe ka chem say, omo ye CT wo hospitals ninti, me nkona me kwa bi na misuro. Na minim say, ebia me kwa na sem wo HIV ni bia. Minim se ne me no na minim faso anso e wo so. And so me kwa hospital no, me kwa community peer educator no na o kire me no. Ana me say okay, na me kwa no me so kwa bi. Na me call hospital nti me call hospital na me call ya me de and so me call ya na aboa me pa if say ukọ hwehwe o mogam na say ukọ na woni bia be kire o se ne obeba obra fa wanka san so mpo ubehu se ne obeba obra na fa.
One of the reasons why the project made significant impact was that it created more support and understanding by adults of young people's reproductive health needs. For the project to make a lasting change in young people's behavior, it was important that young people would be confident to buy condoms and get tested without being condemned, especially by adults.
They have sowed a seed, a very good seed. I don't think they want the seed that has germinated to die in the process. Otherwise, it will be worthless at the end of the day. So I think it is very, very, very necessary that it's sustained. The Assembly will do all in its best to sustain the program.
So the project involved adults such as traditional, religious and other leaders, school teachers and parents in project management committees.
Asida kesian koma PPAG any JICA say omo edise adwumade abrɛn mesrɛ nyankopɔn sɛ onhyira omo na sɛnya migina minim bobre wa wutie mi no won so kɔ na kɔhwehwɛ omogam na hu sɛ wo yare mmoa wani bi anase wuni bi.